Now we're going to show you a few things on the ice cream machine. The first thing I want to show you is this little number right here. It says 8. That means there's 8 days left until you got to clean the machine. When it gets down to 1, what you're going to want to do is let everybody know that it's 1 day before cleaning, and you're going to want to make sure that we run out of mix inside the machine the night before. That way we don't waste a whole bunch of ice cream mix. The next thing you need to know is these 2 little lines right here. That's the fill line. The bottom one is the fill line. You want to make sure that you have enough ice cream mix all the time to reach that bottom fill line, because if you don't, it could cause all kinds of problems with the agitator. The next thing we're going to talk about is the shakes and the correct fill level. That is the correct fill level on a shake. If you don't have enough, or if it's too much fill level, I'm going to show you how to change it. All you got to do, right here, there's an adjustment screw. And there's a sensor behind this little white plastic thing. All you got to do is, if you want more shake, turn it this way. If you want less shake, turn it back this way. That's it.
The shake in this example is entirely too chocolatey. You can fix that by sanitizing the shake lines, which we'll discuss next.
Now we're going to talk about how to sanitize the shake syrup lines. What you're going to need is a bucket of sanitizer, an empty bucket, and that's it. So the first thing you got to do is take the syrup out and disconnect the syrup line. Make sure you set it on a flat surface, and then just take the syrup line out like this, and then put that in the sanitized bucket. We're going to put this in a safe place for now, upright like that so it doesn't spill everywhere. We're going to put that all the way in the bucket. Next, we're going to disconnect the chocolate syrup line from up here by pulling out this clip. Just take this out and make sure that's going into the empty bucket. Next thing you want to do is you want to hit the menu button right here. We're going to go up to where, by using these buttons, we're going to go up to where it says Syrup Prime. And that's your enter button right here. We're going to select the flavor. We're going to do chocolate. And that's going to run sanitizer through the shake line. And we're just going to let that run until it runs clear. It'll start doing the sanitizer. Careful not to get messy. Once that runs clear, you can stop it. And we're just going to hit this button again. And that'll stop the prime. And then what you're going to want to do is actually disconnect this right here with this quick disconnect. That comes off. And then you're going to take this. This comes apart, I promise. You might need a towel or something. Comes apart like this. Dunk that in sanitizer. This little piece right here comes out. We're going to wash that down with sanitizer. So after this stuff gets sanitized, we're just going to put it back together. This little piece goes in your cap like this. We're going to find our top tube and just screw this back together. This reconnects up here. All you gotta do is plug it in.
Once the water runs clear, you can go ahead and take it out of the bucket so it can run the air through the line.
It's all clean, and I'm gonna let that run until no more sanitizer comes out. So once that's done, I'm just going to reconnect the chocolate syrup. Put it back in place. Come back up here and run the prime one more time. We're going to hit next. Select flavor chocolate again. And see the chocolate syrup going through? We're going to let that run until we get straight chocolate syrup. Okay, we're done. To get out of this menu, we'll just hit that button to stop it. Hit next again, hit exit, and we're done. Then you just have to reconnect this. Put the clip back in.
And now for something completely different.
Hey guys, so now we're going to clean the hot fudge topping pond. What I have here is I have the same sanitizer and empty bucket that I use to clean the shake syrup lines with. What I want to show you is that when you're done sanitizing the lines, if you have more sanitizer left and the bucket, you can use that to clear out your topping pond. So we'll just start by disconnecting that. We'll just stick this right in here. And we'll pump some sanitizer through it just to clear the tube. And then we can start taking it apart. All you gotta do to take this apart, I would start by removing this from the top. You should have a locking ring right here, which you would remove, but they don't have that. And then you're gonna hold this piece right here and unscrew that at the same time. You want to make sure you hold that so this doesn't go flying through the air, okay, because it'll go flying. So we're going to take this stuff off one piece at a time, and we're going to put it right here inside this container. There's a little white plastic piece that'll fall out from here. Take these apart. We're going to take the spring out. Remember, everything one at a time. This piece comes off. We're going to take this apart. And then this tube right here, you turn it a little quarter turn, and that pops off. And this piece, same thing. We're just going to turn it counterclockwise. And that pops off. Okay? I'm just going to take a little soapy water. Fill this up with all the pieces inside. And then run a little more soapy water in the pre-performance sink. Not a lot, just a little bit. And we're going to run some sanitizer. Again, you don't need a lot, just a little bit for this. Then you're just going to take each piece out one at a time and brush clean. Gonna brush clean. I already cleared this out with the sanitized bucket by pumping sanitizer through, so you shouldn't need to clean the inside. Make sure there's no debris at the top here. I'm gonna use my sprayer and put it right here inside this top and just spray a little water. Don't be shy. Okay. And we're going to dump that in sanitizer. We're just going to keep doing all these parts until we're done. This piece right here, it does have a little plastic O-ring on it. If you ever run into the issue where the pump doesn't come back up all the way, or the fudge starts coming out the top, you're probably missing this piece. So you need to take this apart and see that you have this. This white cap will also come off. It shouldn't come off, but it does. So we're just going to brush clean this the same way. I like to leave that piece on there. Whoop, it fell. Just to make sure it doesn't get lost. A little more chocolate there. I'll just put that all the way back down. Put it in the sanitizer. If you leave it on there, it never gets lost. This piece right here, again, we'll just make sure we brush clean this. Okay. Making sure there's no debris left over. Same thing with this. That for last. Same thing with this piece right here. Brush clean. These two pieces right here, you don't need to brush clean. I would just make sure they're clean. And sanitize. Now I know there's nothing left in here. This last piece, there's 2 little ball bearings in there. They won't come out, I promise. Don't be shy. And we're just going to brush clean this down as best we can. Making sure we get around the outer edges and inside. And when you're done, these should move freely. So now we're just going to get all this stuff out of the sanitizer before I drain the sanitizer, because if you hit the drain, stuff like this could fall down the drain, you never see it again. So I'm going to get everything out first, put it in here, and then I will drain the sink. Forget this. And once I'm satisfied I got everything out of here, then I'll just go ahead and drain the sanitizer. We'll start with this piece, make sure that seal is still intact, and then this is the first piece we start with. You're going to line up these 2 tabs right here with these 2 slots right here, just like that, and then we're going to turn it clockwise back until it's locked in place. We're going to take this, and the 2 flat sides line up with these 2 slots on the base. Push that all the way down and then lock that into place like that by turning it back. Then you're going to take this and put the front part in on the bottom side of this in the smaller hole, and that will line up with that like this. Next, we're going to take this piece, and then the white plastic piece goes inside here. There's a flat side and a not flat side. The not flat side goes in first, like this. Okay? Then you take the spring, making sure this O-ring's still intact. The spring goes on top of this piece like this. You put this piece inside this plastic piece like this. And then pulling down on the spring, that goes inside here like this, through that white plastic piece inside, until you get that part out, like this, out the top. And then you can go ahead and put the knob on, and that will hold this all together, right? And then all you gotta do is put that in here, push it down all the way, screw this back down, and we're done.